In Generation 1, the mini-bots got some of the best characterization in solo outings, as well as some fun adventures in the original Marvel comics. All of these characters are very distinct in their personality. You have the grumpy Gears, the adventurous Bumblebee, as well as the magnetic Windcharger.
Oh shit!
All of the 1984 mini-bots were reuses from the Microchange toy line, as well as the Mysterians cancelled toy line. Check out my video about Gears for more info on that. In 1985, we saw some of the first figures made exclusively for the Transformers line, and one of those was the peace-loving geologist, Beachcomber. Released in the second year of the Transformers toy line, Beachcomber turns into a little blue dune buggy, though this is a little erroneous as he actually turns into a Hellfire fast attack vehicle. Pretty ironic considering that he's a peace-loving little dude, though Powerglide and Warpath are also some of the first military vehicles introduced into the Autobot ranks. Though he is sparse on detail, all the elements to communicate he is a sandrail vehicle are there. He does have some slight mold and tooling variations depending on the release, though the most notable detail about this figure's construction is the fact that he has very soft rubber tires. These are extremely susceptible to warping and age-related wear. And just like any of the other mini-bots, his diminutive size means he meshes in pretty well with small-scale figures, but as soon as you put him up against any of the normal Autobot cars, he is rapidly out of scale. He still looks good as part of any Autobot lineup though. Seeing as he is a mini-car, this means his transformation is dead-ass simple. You flip down the front of the car to become his legs, extend the sides out to be his arms, and flip up a little panel on the rear to become his head. In robot mode, he's a little lankier than your average mini-bot. He's not as squatty as the Mysterian molds, and not as finely detailed as the original Microchange molds. He's somewhere in the middle. He does have some fun details sculpted on, like the combustion engine style pistons on his chest and the big silver goggles for eyes. Just like any of the other Autobot minicars of the era, he's just a sweet and simple little figure that packs in a lot of charisma and character into a very small toy. As a little bonus, we'll take a look at the one other time the original Beachcomber tooling was used in the 20th century, and that is the bodacious Generation 2 redeco. As mentioned before, the 1983 Generation 2 toy line reused and redecoed a lot of G1 figures, now in gauche and gaudy 90s-tastic color schemes. The Minibot selection went the extra mile, slathering the figures in bright neon chrome. I really like the shade of green chrome used for Beachcomber's accents. It's such an eye-catching and notable color that it really pops on any display, and you can't mistake it for anything other than a gauche display of 90s bravado. Couple this with the orange plastic accents, and you really have an eye-searing action figure in the best way. Funny enough, Generation 2 Beachcomber actually has one of the rarest variants in the entirety of the Transformers toy line. There are variants with gray accents rather than orange, and these figures were given out exclusively to Hasbro marketing team employees as a Christmas gift and a Christmas ornament. The original Generation 1 bio for Beachcomber depicts him as somebody who's willing to take a step back from the Autobot-Decepticon conflict and appreciate the natural wonders and beauty of the universe and the cosmos. His relatively laid-back demeanor and easygoing personality, combined with his love of nature and natural beauty, have him portrayed often as the hippie or beatnik of the Autobot group.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy.
I've always appreciated how the Autobots are fairly diverse in their ethics, personality, and morals. It'd be very easy to write all of them as grizzled, battle-hardened warriors fighting the good fight, but it's nice just to have someone who's willing to stop and smell the flowers, for lack of a better term. And this is best seen in Beachcomber's spotlight episode in the original Sunbow cartoon, The Golden Lagoon. A deeply silly, deeply flawed, but earnest episode about the horrors of war. A troop of Autobots, including Beachcomber, are doing some research and reconnaissance, somewhere on the Oregon coastline. They're suddenly ambushed and attacked by a group of Decepticons, and Beachcomber, tired of the bloodshed and battle, pieces out and finds himself somewhere along the river gorge. There he finds a majestic field of flora and fauna straight out of a Disney movie or maybe even Hobbiton.
Hello, my animal friend. Peace be with you. Guys, please, could you give me 5 minutes?
While meandering through this little slice of paradise, Beachcomber stumbles upon a radiating golden pool, a pool that he identifies as Electrum, some important nebulous element in the universe, I don't know, somewhere near unobtainium on the periodic table. Due to the fracas of the battle happening outside, Beachcomber fumbles his way out of the grotto just as Thrust fumbles his way in and takes a dip into the pool of yellow salty water.
Ah! Whoa! Is that piss?
Okay, that's not exactly what happens, but when Thrust goes into the pool of Electrum, he comes out covered in gold plating, and this gold plating gives him a temporary power boost and invulnerability. With this power boost, Thrust defeats the Autobots, captures a few of them, and returns to Decepticon headquarters, letting Megatron know, hey man, we got some new resources to pillage, and as such, they decide to destroy this beautiful little dale. Beachcomber quickly finds out this beautiful, picturesque part of Oregon has now been burnt to the ground, with the Decepticons now covering themselves in the gold Electrum. Our intrepid Autobot heroes also learn about the Electrum and seek the resource out for themselves, trying to get some kind of edge over the invincible Decepticons.
That's piss too! What the fuck?
This just results in a battle between invincible robots, shooting lasers at each other and burning down a forest. Eventually, the Electrum invulnerability wears off on the Decepticons and they must retreat now that they're at a disadvantage. The Autobots celebrate their victory that only Beachcomber recognizes as fear, as he laments the death and destruction that's been caused to the nature surrounding them.
We won.
While the episode recognizes the collateral damage caused by the Autobot-Decepticon war, it is also undermined by some very deeply silly moments of cartoon robots punching each other. Despite this, or maybe because of it really, it does make for a very memorable episode that holds a special place in a lot of fans' hearts. Now, in the 30 plus years since his debut, Beachcomber toys have been few and far between. He did get a cute little Legends class figure in the Universe Classics era, but he got a full-fledged figure in the 2018 Generations Power of the Primes toy line. This figure modernizes Beachcomber and brings out a lot of details that are only hinted at in the original sculpting, as well as incorporating ones from the original Sunbow character model. The shallow sculpt work of the original G1 toy is now redefined and brought to the forefront as fully realized sculpted detail. This includes the addition of some mecha suit style panel lining, as well as some of the stickers now becoming sculpted accents, and the return of the piston style engine on his chest. The main criticism I'd have about the robot mode of the figure is the fact that it's a lot more squatty than the original G1 counterpart. Where the G1 toy is a little bit of a beanpole when compared to the other mini-bots, this one is very squat, stout, and kind of fits in with the Mysterian style figures like Gears. Despite this though, he still has a fairly decent range of articulation, though it is somewhat limited by his smaller stature. One of the best features of this toy actually comes out in his vehicle mode. Beachcomber still transforms into a little blue sandrail buggy, though it's a lot more sporty than his original G1 design. You can actually open up the roll cage of the vehicle mode and place in a minifigure. Whether that is a Titan Master, Headmaster, Power Master, or Prime Master, the modern style minifigures all fit in. This gimmick was used to very mixed results on some of the other Minibot reimaginings in the Generations toy line. But Beachcomber's really succeeds because the roll cage style canopy allows you to see the minifigure inside. Altogether, this makes his vehicle mode a lot more realized when compared to the other Minibots. In modern day Transformers fiction, Beachcomber hasn't really gotten a huge amount of love. Usually he's just relegated to crowd filler, background characters, and the occasional Autobot cameo. However, in the new Skybound comic continuity, it seems like Beachcomber will be taking a more pivotal role. As of issue 9, he makes a big heroic rescue for our main human character, Spike Witwicky. Now, the comic is still ongoing as of the time of this recording, so Beachcomber could very well get blown up in the next issue, but at the very least he gets one big heroic moment, and that's nice. And overall, Beachcomber is just nice. He's a very pleasant character, a very good contrast to some of the other mini-bots like Gears and Huffer, who are perpetually grouchy. It's really a shame that Beachcomber's never had much of a spotlight outside of the Golden Lagoon, and is often just pigeonholed as the Beatnik hippie comedy relief. Despite this though, Beachcomber's overall positive attitude, his love of geology and nature, and his want to discover new life and new civilization would really make him a boon to the Autobot team, considering they have just landed on a strange new planet that its inhabitants call Earth.